Light Extender. This is one of the best and easiest extender for any character. All you have to do is move your camera and your golden. Whenever you quick light, your character goes backward and it removes the possibilities of extending. But this tech removes that. You do CM1 and then aim your character to your enemy and quick light. This will reduce your distance for a split second and then you aim the quick light at them 1 second. This will allow you to flawlessly extend your M1. And in fact, it's not blockable or counterable because your last M1 will stun your enemy. Just make sure you move your camera fast and quick after landing the third M1. Pinpoint extender. This is also one of the best atomic camera extenders. As you may know, you can use pinpoint normal versus to extend your M1 using a thumbtack. The opening issue is that it's not inescapable. Your enemy can easily counter you if you make one small mistake. For that, I've searched far and deep with this device. This extender. It's the pinnacle of perfection for extender. You do CM1s and side dash while doing the last one and jump afterwards. Move your camera to your enemy's direction and then use your air variation to jump and pinpoint to do that. Afterward, if you are precise, you can always land it, no matter the thing of your enemy's hand. Mainly, you must focus on speed. If you are fast enough, it can bypass the speed of a counter, and it becomes inescapable. Uppercut, pinpoint, extender. This is partially the same tech, but it does a bit more damage, using an uppercut and a front dash. Be warned though, unlike the previous one, if your enemy spams side dash to ragdoll cancel with low pin, he might be able to do it. Mainly for this tech, you do 3M1s into a mini uppercut, and then side dash while holding jump, and then you use pinpoint like previously. This time they'll get flung forward. Use your front dash to catch them, and then you can extend your combos with the other techs mentioned next. Normal pinpoint extender. If you're just a starter or don't want to do any of the fancy extender, you can always use the ground variation. I only recommend doing this if you know your opponent doesn't have ragdoll cancel. Mainly, you do a back hand. Move back a bit and then pinpoint the back hand. Wait a second and then turn back to catch them where they're going to land. Remember, this is punishable. This is also counterable with ragdoll cancel. So what else? Use extension. Basically, it's practically impossible to extend your amount of the second you left. Basically, pinpoint is the factor of all extenders for example. Again, you do utmost speed and then side dash and use the air variation to extend your enemy. If your enemy has ragdoll cancel, and if they don't have it, just use the normal version and it's over. M1 extender. This is a universal M1 extender that works on every character. Basically, you do CM1 and use your camera to your face without footstep. You then do a mini uppercut while jumping on top of your head and then run back for a split second and then flip flop back to cancel. This will work no matter what your opponent has. Backdash cancel. If you can backdash cancel quick slide and Atmos speed to catch your enemy off guard, then you're in the golden zone of movement. Atmos speed is a block breaker, so it's better if you use it to catch them after the quick slide. As for quick slide, many good players mainly face blocks where they just press block. If they see any danger, backdash cancel quick slide allows you to chain them into thinking to those blocks and then you continue your gameplay using your quick slide. To backdash cancel, hold F and then press any of the moves. Then after pressing, immediately press Q to cancel your backdash and continue on move. You can actually double your distance by using a backdash cancel and quick slide. If you're unable to do any of the pinpoint and want to catch enemy backdash cancel, then you use quick slide. Basically, you do CM1 to get pinpoint and then backdash cancel quick slide. If you're pretty unknown tech, so you use that alert people of time. If there is ever a scenario where the prices can cool down, you can use Atmos speed, and after it finishes, immediately there is quick slide. If you didn't know, it can damage your immediate ragdoll. And if you try to cancel out, you might just get themselves caught in a quick slide. Inescapable combo. Lastly, I feel that the inescapable combo atomic camera dealing up to 70% damage. Maybe you do CM1 to the quick slide extender. Then again do CM1 to the pinpoint air variation extender. And then you finally repeat the M1 and use Atmos speed. They can't counter it after it is used. So still difficult though. And if they do that, they cancel out. You just have to cast them again and get the kill. That's why Atomic Samurai is one of the best characters in the game. Explosive pull. Unlike the normal explosive push, we firstly do a air variation crushing pull. To do this, just hold the jump button while doing a movement. And once they are then once further away and then use explosive push to deal additional damage to them. This works well because you are able to connect damage for the air variation, but the choice is up to you. The final pull. This variation of crushing pull deals the most damage without the use of any other move. Mainly you do 3 M1s in the middle of the third M1 you front dash. You'll see that your opponent has been flung backwards. Just use crushing pull and they'll be brought back to you. This tech deals 30% damage and is inescapable, meaning your opponent can't drag those cancel out of it. Windstorm Fury Extender. Windstorm is a weird move because at the end of it, your enemy will be flung in a random direction. Instead of allowing for that, first you do Windstorm Fury. Afterwards, you M1 them 3 times in the middle of Windstorm Fury. Then do an uppercut or down slam. This will stop your enemy from being flung in the sky, which allows you to use Stone Coffin to dash them into a combo. Inescapable Stone Coffin. Mainly you do 3 M1s and side dash to any side. Afterwards, quickly use Stone Coffin. This allows you to restart your M1s and use crushing pull at the end to do additional damage, making it the only inescapable 2 combo for Tatsumaki. That's why you must learn this tech to be ahead of your competition. Windstorm Coffin. This isn't a very useful tech, but if you know your enemy may rank mainly you use Windstorm Fury and walk attack. If your enemy sees you and move away from them, they'll have no reason to ragdoll cancel to attack you. Once they're clear of them, immediately Stone Coffin attacks. This allows you to extend your Windstorm Fury with lesser risk involved compared to Fury Extender. Yes, maybe these tests. Others do the same thing and won't make such a big difference. You can search for those minor tests here on YouTube. But personally, we think these tests are enough because Tatsunaki is a very simplistic character. Vanishing Extender. This tech allows you to extend your M1s with Vanishing Kick. It is also somewhat inescapable if you perfectly get the timing right. As for how to do it, mainly you do 2 M1s and do the third M1 immediately after front dash. This reduces your dash and stuns the enemy. Afterwards, you use Vanishing Kick to dash them. And when you do hit, hold M1 so that they won't get flanked side dash and catch them into a combo. This tech is really reliable in a lot of bad situations. So classic is like Bullet Barrage input. Bullet Barrage is a really cool move, but it is really bad to combo attack, mainly because after the fall, the enemy goes into a random direction, unpredictable. One of the ways to 100% guarantee a combo is to use Bullet Barrage into a head first. Mainly after you drop, wait a second and then use head first. It's inescapable and you can continue your moves with more attacks in the future. It is also one of the easiest 2D attacks. Bullet Barrage and Vanishing Kick. Similarly to Head First Tech, you can combo extend your Bullet Barrage using Vanishing Kick as well. After the fall, just side dash to the left or right side and Vanishing Kick your enemy. If they get ragdoll, just use your Vanishing Kick again to do your last move. This is also inescapable with one of the Vanishing Move. If you have any difficulties during the first step, you can easily switch to this one. It's a lot easier to perform, but it's not inescapable, meaning you can ragdoll cancel and combo you. Mainly, you do 3 M1s into a mini uppercut and then loop Vanishing Kick them. Afterwards, immediately front dash to catch them and then continue your combo. Kaiser Extender. Yes, I've also magically made an extender as well. Remember how I mentioned extending from Bullet Barrage was impossible due to being unpredictable? Well, as an intellectual individual, I managed to calculate the pattern. Mainly the fall is just represented towards the back of station at the third spin. Meaning if you were to side dash and then front dash to catch them, then they are unable to block it. It will take you at least a few days of practice to master it because it's not about reaction time, it's about predicting where they are going to fall and then positioning yourself in a perfect position. Vanishing Barrage. At the end of it, pull M1 so that they get stunned. Then side dash into Bullet Barrage at the end of it. You wait till they hit the ground and then just Vanishing Kick again to the maximum damage. Personally, this deck can come in clutch when the other moves are in cooldown. It also uses the storm. Bullet Drop. This deck allows you to use Whirlwind Drop after Bullet Drop. And similar to Head First, it's inescapable. It's also the most simplest. You don't have to wait. Just Bullet Barrage and then spam Whirlwind Drop. You can also extend this using Vanishing Gate and just on the full perfect Head First.
I
If you
did.
didn't know, Head First is a block breaker, meaning it can bypass block. Inferior doesn't have any good bad that cancel attacks, but you can use split. Whenever your enemy becomes oddly defensive in case you block a wall, you just side dash into a push dash and then back dash cancel into a push dash. Two back dash cancel, you have to firstly hold F, then you press 4 and Q simultaneously. Make sure you press the move first, then press Q. You have to be extremely fast or else it's going to go. Studio and then extend it. Like every other character, you can perform on this dash to extend studios and weapons. All you
What was this in the middle of the goddamn floor? I think that's the wing. It is.
This isn't just any chat, it's ClickUp chat. Sure, you can tag your team, ask
capable combo for Atomic Samurai dealing up to 70% damage. Mainly you do 3 and 1 with your quick slice extender. Then again do 3 and 1 with your pin point here. And then you finally repeat the M1 and you expect next speed. So you can cancel it and if they do have their cancel out, you just have to that's why Atomic Samurai is one of the best characters in the game. Explosive push. Unlike the normal explosive push, we firstly do a air variation crushing pull. To do this, just hold the jump button while doing them once, and once they'll be launched further away, and then use explosive push to deal additional damage to them. This works well because you're able to connect damage for the air variation, but the choice is up to you. The final pull. This variation of crushing push deals so much damage without the use of any other move. Mainly you do CM1 in the middle of the third M1 you've done that. You'll see that your opponent has been flung backwards. Pull and then you brought back to you. This test deals 30% damage and is inescapable, meaning your opponent can't drag their cancel out with it. Windstorm Fury Extender. Windstorm is a real move because upper and the third your enemy will be flung in a random direction. Instead of allowing for that, first you do Windstorm Fury. Afterwards, use M1 then 3 times in the middle of Windstorm Fury. Then do an uppercut or down slam. This will stop your enemy from being flung in the sky, which allows you to use Stone Coffin to cast him into a combo again. Inescapable Stone Coffin. Mainly you do 3 M1s and side dash to any side. Afterwards, quickly use Stone Coffin. This allows you to restart your M1s and use Crushing Pull at the end to deal additional damage, making it the only inescapable true combo for Tatsumaki. That's why you must learn this deck to be ahead of your competition. Windstorm Coffin. It isn't a very useful deck, but if you know your enemy may ragdoll cancel, you can sometimes use this to trick them. Mainly you use Windstorm Fury and walk back. If your enemy sees you and move away from them, they'll have no reason to ragdoll cancel to attack you. Once their fear is gone, immediately Stone Coffin to cast them. This allows you to extend your Windstorm Fury with lesser risk involved compared to Fury Extender. There's mainly these decks. Others do the same thing and won't make such a big difference. You can search for those minor tests here on YouTube, but personally these tests are enough because Tatsunaki is a very simplistic character. Vanishing Extender. This code allows you to extend your M1 with vanishing code. It is also somewhat inescapable if you perfectly get the timing right. As for how to do it, mainly you do two M1s and do the third M1 immediately after sundown. This reduces your dash and stuns the enemy. Afterwards, you use vanishing code at that time. And when you do hit, hold M1 so that you don't get this tech is really reliable. Bullet Barrage is a really cool move, but it is really bad to combo extend, mainly because after the fall, the enemy goes into a random direction, unpredictably. One of the ways to 100% guarantee a combo is to use Bullet Barrage into a head first. Mainly after you drop, wait a second and then use it. It's inescapable and you can continue your move with more attacks in the future. It is also one of the easiest studio attacks. Bullet Barrage is vanishing too. Similarly to head first tech, you can combo extend your bullet barrage using vanishing kill as well. After the fall, just side dash to the left or right side and vanishing kick your enemy. If they did that well, just use your vanishing kick again to do your last move. This is also inescapable if done perfectly. Vanishing loop. If you have any difficulties doing the first tech, you can easily switch it with this one. It's a lot easier to define, but it is not inescapable. Mainly, you do 3 and 1 into a minion head, and then loop vanishing system. Afterwards, immediately come back to action and then continue your extender. Kaiser extender. Yes, I've also magically made an extender as well. Remember how I mentioned extending bullet barrage was impossible due to it being unpredictable? Well, as an intellectual individual, I managed to calculate this happening. Mainly the fall is scripted to go in the direction the back is facing at the third spin. Meaning if you were to side dash and then front dash to catch them, then they are unable to block it. It will take you at least a few days of practice to master it. Because it's not about reaction time, it's about predicting when they are going to fall and then positioning yourself in the perfect direction. Vanishing Barrage. This tech is really cool. Only you do two M1s into a vanishing state and at the end of it hold everything. Then side dash into a bullet barrage at the end of it. You wait till they hit the ground and then